What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at a title called Underkeep. I've been waiting a long time for this one. This one's been on my wish list for a while, and this is the first time they've actually given us something playable as part of the Steam Next Fest to take a look at. I've heard some really good things about it, and I am a fan of these Eye of the Beholder first-person style Legend of Grimrock dungeon crawlers. They tend to be a genre that I am naturally attracted to because I grew up in that gold box era where everything was playing around with this idea, and then it sort of just fell by the wayside. Legend of Grimrock came out, and I really expected that to revitalize the dungeon crawling industry. Like, I figured a lot more people would be working on projects like this, but ultimately, it didn't work out like that. So I'm glad to see that somebody picked up the torch, and hopefully today, as we do our first impressions of the game, it ends up being a good time. If after watching this, you wanted to get the game for yourself, the full version's not out yet, but you can check out this exact same demo that we're going to be playing here today on Steam. I will obviously put a link for you down below in the description, just in case you wanted to give that the old diddling. And then on top of that, you can find a bunch of other Nerd Castle links down there, just in case you wanted to give them the old spicy click. But without wasting any more time, let's start off a new game. We get to create our party. Okay, well, let's go through. I'll create one character so that you can see how it goes, and then from there, I'll create the rest of my own volition, and we'll figure out stuff after that. Obviously, we're gonna need a warrior. What kind of fantasy battling party does not have a warrior? So we can be a human, we can be a dwarf, we can be an elk, or we can be a stoneborn. Interesting. Well, let's make him a dwarf warrior because everybody loves a good gruff dwarf to be up in the front, just being a big old cranky boy, but ultimately leading the party through bravery and example. So we'll go with a dwarf for right now, although I do think that it's a little tempting to go with the stoneborn. If he's anything like a D&D sort of, what was the name of that race in D&D? The big stone guys, all right? The stone golem guys. They're from one of the universes that I don't really play inside of. The vast majority of all of my D&D time has been spent in the Forgotten Realms, but there's a couple other ones like Ravenloft and whatnot that have different races inside of them. But we'll go with the dwarf for right now, and then he's got active skills. We get 1 skill point, so he can have a flurry thrust. That's a sword attack that strikes twice, with the second one doing 35% damage. We've got Skull Rattle, which has a chance to stun the target, and then we have a wide axe attack with a higher critical hit chance. Okay, and that's only usable with axes? Ooh, do I want him to use hammers or do I want him to use axes? Both are particularly dwarfy. We do have a passive down here, so his maximum health can go up, and we can give him a bunch more resistances. I think I'm gonna go with a mace dwarf, dude. We're gonna go with like a Warhammer fantasy dwarf, where they tend to favor the blunt weapons a little bit more than everything else. That's not to say that they don't have an attraction to the axe as well. Well, you know, like hammers, man. We'll take that. And then we get to pick what their portrait's gonna look like. And it seems like they've sort of leaned in a bit more of a Kish direction with the whole thing. All right, well, my dwarf will probably look like this guy, maybe? Yeah, that looks perfectly fine to me. I prefer the more normal-looking portraits. Instead of this dwarf right here looks like he's about to pull a runner on us at any moment. And so I don't trust that dwarf with our safety, but I do like the little detail that he blinks. Like, the animations are actually baked into the portraits right there. They're limited for right now, but I'm digging what they've got going on. Okay, and so we've got to give him a name. Oh, I think it just randomizes. It doesn't look like it's actually letting me go through and delete this right here and come up with my own name. All right, well, let's see what we get. I mean, Smack is not the worst name for a dwarf with a hammer. We may run into some kind of, like, I don't know if it's Post or Kellogg that makes sugar smacks. We may end up with a cease and desist, but you know what? We'll just send it because that cereal makes your pee smell funny anyways. Alright, so the party has been fully created. Let me give you an introduction to our cast here. We've got Smack, who you guys already met. We've got Thordan, who's going to specialize in swords. I don't know, I wanted to have like a Conan the Barbarian guy out front doing the Arnold thing. You know, doing his monologues about crushing their enemies and whatnot. We have Tanith, who is an elk void caller. That makes me think that she's some kind of deer person. But anyway, she's our healer. She's essentially a cleric. She's got healing magic. Hopefully that keeps us standing up as we go up against enemies. And then we've got the adequately named Kabam, who is a lightning mage. If I was a lightning mage, I would love for my nickname to be Kabam. I think that would greatly represent who I would be if you gave me the power of lightning magic. And I could just crackle people out like the Emperor whenever they, like, disrespected me in traffic. They'd be like, use your blinker, buddy! And straight out of the window, I'd be like, unlimited power! And just, like, frazzle the guy into ashes. Ugh, be the best feeling on earth. I drive on the Bay Area 80 too much. Welcome, adventurer. Every descent begins with something small, a simple task before the stone closes in. Brawlin the cook is out of mushrooms. He points you towards the nearby forest. If you bring him a handful, he'll reward you with a hot meal and maybe a little something extra. Is the something extra a hug? I could definitely use a hug right now. Hugs sound good. So what do we have inside of our inventory? We've got a potion of minor healing. We've got a potion of minor endurance. We've also got a potion of minor mana, and it looks like we've got ham. Just a good old ham hock right there. Is it honey roasted? Who knows, but it's a nondescript ham hock. We've got some bread, beer, which, frankly, what's the point in adventuring if you're not going to do it absolutely shit-faced? And then we've got an apple over on this side for the more health-conscious. Everybody eyeballs the elf. Okay, and taking a look down here, we do have ourselves a map. It does expand out just in case you want to get a better look. Looks like the game is actually making extensive use of billboarding here. If you don't know what billboarding is, you ever play Doom? That's billboarding. You know all like the enemy marines and whatnot, how like they're 2D moving around in a 3D environment, no matter how your perspective moves around, they still face you no matter what? That's billboarding. So we just click stuff. All right, so there's our first mushroom. How many of these mushrooms do we need to have? And was he specific about whether or not they should be poisonous mushrooms or not? I have questions. It looks like we're going to need 5 mushrooms before we're going to be altogether helpful to the barkeep. So let's make that, what is this thing right here? No soul lingers in the void and the altar does not respond. Oh, is it like a resurrection thing they've got going on? Okay, looks like we've got some paths we can walk down over this way. I don't see any bad guys around, so I'm feeling kind of confident at the moment with walking around through this place. It looks like we do have a bit of a... Oh, there's weather effects. That's kind of nice. What does that do? The gravestone crumbles under the weight of time. Only a fragment remains to read. All things fade, but those who remember shall... we're not remembering right now. A broken bone. Well, better on the ground than on one of my adventurers. This looks like it loops back over here. So I'm going to turn around. We're going to go this way. I actually don't even play these games looking at the viewport right here. I stare at the map pretty much the entire time. What is this? Ahead, half hidden by shrubs, rises a low rocky outcrop. I didn't expect it to let me interact with just some rocks that were laying on the ground. Most games don't let you do that. Its surface is split with cracks where tufts of grass and weeds have rooted. At the base, near a clump of yellow brush, you notice a small round hole, no wider than a hand. The old adventurer's trap, where we've got to decide who gets to stick their hand inside of the hole. Poke the hole with a stick. You take a fallen branch and push it into the opening, and for a few heartbeats there's only silence and the scrape of wood against stone. Then the branch twitches in your hands once, twice, before being yanked with sudden force. It's a snake! Smack him! There we go. Give him the smackities, lightning that fool. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let him feel it. How long is it gonna be before we... Oh my god, the snake bit me. Stun that snake. Stun his ass up. Each character can perform one attack or one assigned skill per round using potions from the inventory. Does not... Oh, it's turn-based. Okay. So normally with games like these, they have an internal tick rate where things happen, just like in Legend of Grimrock. It's not really like a turn-based game. It's real-time. This is actually turn-based. Stab that snake up, I suppose. Unfortunately, we did not stab him up very well. We also missed smacking him with a stick. We now have a poisoned adventurer on our hands. Let's cast Mend on him. We failed to bash the snake. Lightning the snake? Oh my god, the snake is immune to lightning. Oh, I do like that death effect right there, though. Can I go back over here? How long does poison stay on one of my characters? Some of your heroes are hurt and could use some rest. Resting will replenish your health, but requires food. Can I go back to the rock? It looks the same. The hole at the base lies quiet. The earth is freshly disturbed. Reach inside now. You slide your hand into the hole, and all you feel is cool soil and loose pebbles. Your fingers brush something round and hard. You find a Beast Bane ring. Okay, +1 bonus damage to animals. Hell yeah. Let's go ahead and slot that in, like right there. Okay, I'll take my bonus damage. Is the poison going to fall off on its own? As you walk through the dense forest, the distant echoes of a terrified scream cut through the rustling leaves. Pushing forward, you stumble into a small clearing where a lone trader stands atop a creaky, weather-worn cart. He is desperately swinging a wooden staff at a swarm of oversized rats, their red eyes glowing hungrily. Trader is barely keeping the creatures at bay, and his voice trembles. I don't want to die like this! Please help me! How are you going to act? Help him, I guess. but that is a big-ass rat right there. Can I just, like, fall back? All right, let's fall back for a second. See if I can stun a rat. What does that do? Flurry thrust? We definitely want to do that. Hit him with the lightning blast as well, and then maybe throw some healing on Thordan. Yeah, I'm glad that we did because Thordan kind of beat up right now. Thordan's kind of having, like, a rough day. All of our attacks are failing at the moment. Continue striking away, and hopefully we can drop this thing before it becomes too big of a problem. Lightning that one out. She doesn't have enough energy right now to actually heal Thordan, but Thordan does have some energy left for like a double slash. There we go. We took care of all the rats. Is the trader still... Oh, dude, there's another one. Weak. Double slash him. Hit him with that right there. I get the feeling my backline characters have really terrible attack stats. Okay, we just barely survived our first engagement with the ridiculously oversized rats. You, sir. Yes, you. Do you have anything to offer us for our aid? Thanks, I thought I was done for. Here, you can take this, he says, pressing a small iron key into your hand. It's for my chest and my supplies, but you've earned it. I'm getting out of this cursed place while I still can. Perhaps our paths will cross again someday, but up until then, safe travels. Okay, well, I'll take the key. We should probably rest first and foremost. We're beat to hell right now. Our rest appears to have gone okay. What is that right there? Food leftovers? Oh, they only use the exact amount. So, like, if you have one food missing, but you use a 3-food supply, it breaks into fragments. I like that. That's very, very nice. Chest, what you got for me? We got a potion of healing, and it looks like we got ourselves another potion of mana. We've got a little bit of gold. We've got some scale gloves. That'll be nice. Yeah, throw that on one of our frontliners real quick. And what did that do for me? It gives us +1 armor and it requires 4 strength. I don't know if... Oh, it's all tooltipped. It's all tooltipped, chat. Things are never tooltipped inside of demos. All right. So your first and last line of defense. It won't make you invincible, but it softens blows. Higher armor equals fewer HP loss. That's not exactly as definite as I was hoping it would be. I was hoping that it would be like, yes, every point of armor reduces damage taken by 1. But, you know, we can go with the conceptualized version too. There's a dagger right there. Is it a good dagger? It's 3 to 5 damage. What does that dagger do? 3 to 5? Whack. It looks like we can actually pick the flowers while we're out here, too. Should I be clicking everything? Is this that kind of game? I'm going to click everything. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click all the stuff. Ooh, mushrooms. Nice. So there's another mushroom. Wasn't there another one, like, at our feet? I thought I saw another one. Didn't I see another one? I guess not. But there is an apple right there, which I'll add to our inventory. Is this tree interactable? Tree's not interactable. Is that blood on the ground right there? That's blood on the ground right there. And I see like a little hole in the background too. Where have we been versus where have we not been? So I want to check this area over here first. There is a broken barrel over on this side, but nothing that looks like it's required for our questing. But we do have an apple tree over here, which I'm fairly happy about because that might give us enough food for another rest. The dim torchlight barely penetrates the dark tunnel, its jagged walls clawed and gnawed by countless vermin. Oh, we can go inside of it. Interesting. Some objects can be destroyed. Attack anything that looks fragile. Is that fragile right there? I will pick up whatever that is. It's a rusty dagger. Okay. So I need to be like checking walls and stuff. There's eerie purple slime oozing down the castle, or down the castle. There is eerie purple slime oozing down the cavern wall. Clear evidence of some kind of lurking creature. Huh. What is that? Is that like a trap? Okay, it's not a trap, so that's good. If I attack these, will anything happen? No. I will take, I guess, the dust and bones. It says they're completely useless, but like, why not? Can't break that. Is that crate breakable? Oh, it is. Break that thing. Ooh, a helmet. What does the helmet do? A miner's helmet. Okay, well, let's spread the love around. I mean, it's a mining helmet, so we might as well give it to the dwarf. Can I take the torches off the walls? It looks like the torch has gone out and will not be of any aid to us right now. Can I pick up that bone? Is it worth anything? No. I'm just, like, picking up garbage at this point in the hopes that maybe I can... What is that? The mechanism is broken. Oh, yeah, there's little holes right there for like a portcullis or something. Oh, the scourge of the tunnels. That's not good. Bash that fool's head in. Also, stab and smack him. Stab him again. You failed. Lightning blast. Okay, he only did 2 damage. That's not that scary. That's not that scary. We're gonna be okay. 3 damage, and he's stunned. Okay, I've lost one of my principal damage dealers here. Lightning him again in the face. See, oh, we stunned him back. Nice, dude. Okay, I'll take that. Keep bashing. What did we get out of him? We've got a slice of worm meat. It has value. No one can say that our adventure did not produce something. Are there more of them inside of here? I'm a little scared for my safety, but I will take that bread. You try to dig through with your bare hands. A tool might help. Ooh, is there a shovel around? Oh, there's another one. Unfortunate. This time we don't have the benefit of energy either. I don't think my backline guys have ever hit with an attack yet. Just keep swinging away at it. Hey, he missed. I'll take that. If nothing else, we're stocking up on food right now. With this pile of rubble, is there anything I can do? Not really. There's a gate right there. We'll open that up, but I might regret it. You try every key you have, but nothing fits the lock. I appreciate that it says that, because some of these old games from like the 1990s where you're dungeon crawling, they could be a little bit nondescript about like what your keys did. I have distinctive memories of like Ultima never telling you what any key did, and they all had like similar names. And it became kind of like a headache to figure out what keys went to what when you were playing that game. Definitely light up. Oh, what's that? Secrets. A secrety secret. Give me all that. Yeah, I want it all. All right, so what does this stuff do? We've got a potion of resurrection. Every drop echoes the heartbeat of a forgotten hero. Revives a fallen hero with 1 HP. We've got potions of healing. Okay, let's give her a potion of mana. Yeah, that'd be nice. I don't really want to rest right now, so I'm cool with, like, spending some potions to get people back up on their feet. We do have rotten bread, but it says it might possibly give us a few extra surprises, probably in our underpants. Fire spell damage up. Nobody's good with fire magic here, so I don't think that that's going... What's going on here? Huh. Okay. Like, it's a perspective issue that they'll probably want to get fixed at some point. What does that say? A is worm. Huh. Oh. Hey, little buddy. Are you hostile? Are you gonna harm me? Golden spores drift through the chamber, glowing like dying embers. The air is damp and faintly sweet. The figure shifts, roots creak, and spores pulse as it watches you. Its voice does not speak. It settles into the air, heavy as wet soil. Strange, it murmurs. I sensed my kin nearby. A pause. Tell me, are you thieves? What do you want? You seek favor, the creature replies with its voice soft. I seek my little ones. Return the caps you've gathered and my gratitude will not be empty. Huh. The sound that follows is barely a hum, warm and trembling. Worry clings to it like dew to a leaf. I'm stealing its kids? Well, I feel bad about that. I don't want to steal its kids. What are you? You step closer. Its shape is near human, but the movement is wrong. Spores pulse faintly as it shifts. It presses a mycelium hand to its chest. Root and rot, bound to soil, given form. Okay. You step back, keeping your hands visible and your weapons sheathed for now. Can I give him these little mushies? Is he happy about that? Do I have to drag him onto him? Interesting. So they've given us a conflict in our opening quest, which I figured was what they were doing. But that's good. That means there's multiple ways to complete a quest, which is one of those things that a lot of RPGs really leave out of the overall equation. What is that right there? Bracers? What do they do for me? They give me evasion. They give me range damage and dexterity. I don't have a ranged guy. I took 2 warriors because I wanted a strong front line. A pickaxe. Might be able to use that to get through that broken wall over there. Okay. You notice how the wall behind him is cracked? I bet you he's going to move, and it's going to allow us to access that. Did that use up our pickaxe? It did not. We don't have durability to concern ourselves with. We have a rock right there. Not super helpful. I can maybe use it to, like, pin down, like, a button or a switch or something, maybe? There's another Scourge of the Tunnels back here. I guess I could have locked him in, but I just didn't think about it fast enough. Yeah, I didn't want to step in and give him the first turn, but that's what ended up happening. I'm going to have to figure out what my pass turn button is. Oh, there's two of them. Everything is terrible. Everything is the worst. Okay, we'll just keep bashing away, and hopefully we can survive this. If I could use a healing potion on him, that would be advantageous as of right now, and then we'll throw a heal on him, but that's going to be the remainder of our mana for healing. He's stunned, which is not great. Continue firing lightning at everything that moves. There we go. We killed one of them. Maybe use another healing potion on him. Yeah, just keep us alive for right now. We can rest after this has all been dealt with, but for the moment, I don't think anybody's dealing damage here except for our frontliners. Give him another healing potion. I'm using a lot of resources right now, but I saw treasury treasures laying inside that room that have me excited, and we've got access to a bunch more food, so that'll have to do it for right now. Let's rest up and hopefully we don't get jumped in the middle of our sleep. Okay. So what was inside this heavily guarded room? We've got another rusty dagger, so somebody else obviously died here. Looks like we've got ourselves a quarterstaff, +1, actually. Is yours a quarterstaff +1? It is not, so let's give him the +1 quarterstaff. That should, I think, give us a chance to, like, actually smack the enemy better. I don't know if it's going to have our attack rating taken into account. What is this? Just a mushroom? Okay, I'll take the mushroom. Is anything else looking kind of like craggy or busted over here? I mean, it sort of worked. It doesn't look like I can bash anything further over there. Like, I rotated around the sides of it, seeing if maybe I could smack it from a different angle. But it doesn't look like we can. But there's definitely a breakable wall back there that I'd like to get access to. Another healing potion. It will be appreciated. With these bushes right here, did they do anything? Doesn't look like the bushes do anything for us at the moment. Down this way, we've got more breakables. Another mushroom, and we've got some boots. They give us evasion. I will put the evasion boots on somebody. I mean, I guess those give evasion, so we might as well throw the boots on there. What does that move his evasion up? Your ability to not be hit. Okay, yeah. I can live with that. Is that one breakable too? It is. And we've got a rusty axe and another healing potion to replace the one that we lost. Healing potions. Light that torch up. Ooh, there's a key back there. Maybe it's for that chest that we found. These don't look interactable, so I tried smacking them, but it doesn't look like we can smackinate the cracked up walls. Maybe we need explosives or something to get through? It's kind of hard to say. That wall also looks super cracked. Is it cracked on that side too? I wonder how you get through there. Lightning didn't do it. Interesting. Maybe I gotta use an item on it or something like dynamite or something like that. I don't have any dynamite though. Is that the wall? Okay, so that's the secret wall right there, which means I need to go back this way. And there's our chest. We've got like a falchion or like a scimitar. 6 to 8 damage. It's got to be better than his rusty sword. Yeah, so let's give him the scimitar real quick. And then have we been everywhere inside of here? I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. We've only got 4 mushrooms right now. That means that we're missing a mushroom. Oh, hey, what's up, man? How we doing over here? We kind of just doing our thing? Okay, I'm going to slash you up real quick. And hopefully, ooh, he stunned me. All right. Backline guys, you're really disappointing me with your attack rate right now. He's dead either way, and there's our 5th mushroom. I'm not a big fan of stealing people's kids, so I'm going to give the mushrooms to the mushroom monster. I return your mushrooms. You reach into your pack, feeling the shapes of every cap that you've gathered. We brought your family, you say, all of them and unharmed. The creature's shoulders loosen, spores drifting in a relieved shimmering sigh. Then let them come home, it whispers. A soft pulse of warmth spreads through the cavern as the creature gathers the return caps close. The air shimmers with drifting gold. The creature bows an oddly graceful dip of stalk and roots. You kept them safe, it murmurs, voice like wind through hollow wood. Take your reward, breathe deep, and taste what my kin have to offer. It spreads its arms, and spores billow outwards in a slow glowing cloud, curling around you like warm mist. You fall downward through the stone that has never seen the sun. Endless stairs spiral into black, doors sealed with runes. Above it all rises a solitary tower, old stone wrapped in silence, watching everything below. The Underkeep. For a heartbeat, something opens its eye beneath the mountain, vast, ancient, and draconic. You feel its gaze pass through you like fire through fog. You see desperate choices made in flickering torchlight, blood on old altars, hands shaking as blades fall where words failed. Shapes move in the dark, things that learned hunger before fear. Claws scraping stone, eyes opening where walls should be. Then with a soft pulse, the world brightens again. You blink or try to, the portraits of your companions shimmer and twist and settle into squat, smiling mushroom versions of themselves. You try to say, but only wet, rubbery chitter escapes your mouth. Your thoughts slide apart like softened wax. Words dissolve, meaning thins. The tiny caps at your feet waddle around you, arms outstretched. You feel no fear, only warm, overwhelming affection. They are your kin now, your family, and the cavern welcomes you home. Yay, we're mushroom people! Thank you for playing the Underkeep demo. No, the demo does not end here. The full version is just another path and one that we must all take. Okay. Well, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was brief, but like the prose seems very well written. The writing seems good. And I am curious about the fact that we all got turned into mushrooms. I'm very, very curious about that. And so we didn't get to see level ups right there. Let me see if it auto-saved real quick. Oh, it auto-saved when I came inside. Okay, so we're going to have to play through all of it. Well, it said something about getting 5 skill points whenever you go through that you can use to unlock other stuff inside these trees, or maybe apply to your attributes or something else like that to give yourself like a higher chance to hit. Either way, though, like, I'm stoked about it, dude. We don't get enough of these dungeon crawlers here. Not at all. And so, like, as a fan of dungeon crawlers, it's nice to see one that appears to be well made. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what is worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, there's a treasure down there. Hold on. Today up on the chopping block, we were messing around with a title called Underkeep. Tomorrow we'll be messing around with something else. I appreciate you stopping by, but that's all I've got for you. Take care, folks.